Alright, so I got my hands on one of the most polarizing sneakers of the year so far, and I gotta say, I really like it to this point. So today we're gonna be taking a look at the Jordan 4 RM. Let's get into it. What's going on, everybody? It's Mike from the Sneaker History Podcast, and we're back with another video. Guys, thank you so much for joining. If you hadn't done so already, or if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, leave a like, drop a comment, hit that notification bell. Those little actions help YouTube, or help the video, I should say, get through YouTube's crazy algorithm, so that way you can actually be seen by more people, the channel can actually grow. And for all those who've done so already, it's a big thank you. I really do appreciate you guys. And for those, if you like what you see, hey, hit those buttons. That's a really big help, and I want to thank you guys as well. Now, getting right into the sneaker, guys. Again, like I said before, if you saw the intro, we're looking at one of the most polarizing sneakers of the year so far, and that's going to be the Jordan 4 RM, or Resto Mod, if I'm not mistaken. This is going to be a completely new take on the Jordan 4, making it a low, changing up some of the caging, and overall just giving us this really, I guess, more low-profile look. I guess there's a lot of questions I have about this shoe. This is one I like from the jump, and yes, I was definitely influenced because Nigel Sylvester is one of my favorite athletes, and when he had his model, definitely tried to get the collaboration pair, but I missed that on both pairs. But I actually like the sneaker as a whole, so I was okay getting one of the GR pairs that dropped, what, 2 days ago? These just arrived by UPS as I'm working, so I had to find a stopping point to make this video, because talking to the guys on the podcast yesterday, I just have questions about the intention of the sneaker. Again, I like the design. I like something different. I'm glad that they took a chance here. But is this something that they're banking on? Because it seems like there's just all these, you know, colorways they're going to be announcing here. Are we getting sneak peeks of? But when they dropped this, they dropped 3 colorways, and it wasn't even something on sneakers, which, thank God, I hate the sneakers app, so I'm glad they were on Nike.com. But it was a regular drop with zero lead up, zero notifications you can put on your, your app. So what is the intention of this shoe? Is this supposed to be the next great GR, or is it supposed to be the next great model from Jordan? So with that, let's get right into the shoe. So first things first, we gotta get into the box, right? So the box is gonna be a play on the original Jordan 4 box, a flip. So you're gonna have cement print up top. You've probably seen this already, but of course I gotta show it to you. Big green Jumpman here, and instead of being the lift up, the 2-piece box, it's gonna be a flip top here, and you're gonna get your 23 paper inside. There's an extra pair of laces, which I've already taken them out the box, but they come in a little recyclable box, which I still don't understand why I didn't just throw the laces in there like SB does it. Jordan, just throw them in there. But here's one of my questions that really is brought up. So with the Nigel Sylvester, there's a lot of fanfare, a lot of social media posts, just telling the story of grandma's driveway, grandma's fence, him biking in the shoes, which, if I remember correctly, when we first got our look at the shoe, the clip of the shoe very quickly when he was wearing it, I think it was this pair. I will try to find the original video if I can. I don't know if it's still up, but I want to say it was this pair. So cool to see that even though it wasn't the collaboration pair, this is still considered, or something he's biking in. But Nigel Sylvester pretty much bikes in any Jordan he gets his hands on. The reason I am bringing up the box is because going back to, again, the grandma's fence, grandma's driveway, it was about him becoming a bike rider, how he first got introduced to bike. And that was, they really leaned into the BMX side of things. But when it came to the GR, I feel like there wasn't much storytelling, not much advertisement, not much marketing to keep that story going. So it felt like, was this really a shoe for action sports, for BMX, for skating, whatever you want to do? Or is it just for those couple models, right? You guys follow me here. So for those who were, questioning, oh man, you know what, this one doesn't have the bike air, doesn't keep telling that same story, look a little closer, because this shoe does tell the same story, but just not in the collaboration manner. So first thing I want to show you guys is going to be here. Look at the top of the box, the lid here. You see that? And I'm pretty sure I got a B-roll shot of this, but we got another bike logo here. I don't know what those symbols are around the bike. It almost looks like a smiley face and something written on the sides, but we have more bike references. So this is definitely, in my mind, something that's still meant to be in that realm of SB. Now, when I created it was a reel or short talking about the Jordan RM, and I said, you know what, I think it would have been best served advertisement-wise to make his pro model, or I should say his signature model, and put it under the SB model or SB umbrella. Still, if you want to call it Jordan 4, great. There's a Jordan 4 SB already. You can make this Jordan 4 SB RM, or whatever title you want, or the Nigel Jordan, whatever name, whatever nomenclature you want to go with. But I think this would have better been served under the SB model if it's going to be for action sports. That's, again, my opinion, and I think the wheel's turning. I feel like I can't put all the pieces together the way I want to yet, but I just feel like if they want to keep going that route, that story would have been told way better under SB, again, under the action sport label. The shoe itself is actually a very nice shoe. I won't say it's the best materials in the world, but it's a really nice shoe. So of course you're gonna have your toe box is gonna be very reminiscent of a Jordan 4. I mean, I got a Jordan 4 right here. Very reminiscent of a Jordan 4. Look a little fatter. You guys can see the differences here. So this is Jordan 4, of course. You got the RM right here. Little differences, of course. It feels like the mud guard is actually raised up a bit higher to protect the sneaker from, again, those bike rides, those skateboards. So they did have that in mind, and you'll see it's gonna have a suede mud guard here. This one's gonna be done up in that bone color. And when you get to the toe box here, you're gonna have a black leather toe box, and the leather is not bad, but it's not impressively good. It's a thin cut of leather we're getting up here, so it's not super thick. I don't know if they want to just make it more flexible, again, if you're doing those activities, but again, you're gonna have at least a decent leather up top. Now as we get up to the eyelet area, first you're gonna see is another cut of suede here. This is gonna be a lower cut of suede than we got on the mud guard here. This is gonna be done up in black, and that's gonna lead us up to the tongue, which is gonna feel like a ballistic mesh. It feels like a smoother version of the ballistic mesh we get on the Jordan 11s typically. And you're gonna see that going up to the tongue. You're gonna have oval laces that are very similar to SB laces. And you know what? Let me grab a pair of SB laces. Hold on one second, guys. Here we go. I know some people were saying they were a little different, man. Yeah, they definitely are. I actually feel like, so here's some SB laces I have here from the Trocadero Garden SB Dunk Low. And of course we're looking at these, and as I feel them, of course they're a little rougher. I feel like a little bit, I don't know. The SB laces feel a little smoother. These feel a little bit more texture to them. Pretty dang similar though. So again, if we're gonna go with those same type of laces, I'm not saying these are exclusive to SBs, but typically this is what we get in SB Dunk. We do have a second set that I showed you guys earlier. We have a flat gray lace that are very thin lace. These have no place with this shoe, I feel like, because they don't match anything. There's no gray on this shoe whatsoever. But I guess if you want to have that very stark contrast but still have a dark color, here you go. I think a bone color lace would have been a better option, I think, if we were going with a lace swap here. Now that tongue is going to be a very short tongue. Again, reminds me of skate shoes. It's going to be a puffy tongue. That is going to be, well, if I can open it up for you guys. I do have B-roll, of course, so you'll be able to see it there. But you're going to have the Nike Flight patch here that's gonna be done up in that same bone color suede with the branding done up in black. You're gonna have the back of the tongue that reminds me of kind of the old fat tongue like Jordan 4s and 3s that we got before they retooled them. But again, also reminds me, again, a skate shoe. So just have that fatter tongue in it. Now, as you get around the outside of the shoe where the eyelets are, you're gonna have embroidered lines around the eyelets just to protect from the laces being ripped out. So that way, again, you get a little more structure, get a little bit more security around your laces as you're wearing them. And of course, that outside is gonna be that same kind of ballistic mesh as well. Feels a little rougher than we actually got on the tongue. You guys can probably hear that there. Now, one of the big differences is the cage. We all know the Jordan 4 has the cage and the wings. That is something they really just turned that upside down here. They did something different. So what they did was put this cage around the entire, starting from the midfoot, going all around the back of the shoe, going, again, reaching to the medial side of the midfoot as well. And it is gonna provide you with a eyelet here at the bottom for the bottom laces, but also provides a more toned down version of the wings. So you see that's that same general design of the wing, but it's a little shorter, a little bit more squat. So you guys can kind of see, the resemblance here, or the inspiration, I have to say. Now, as we get inside the sneaker, it's gonna be just a kind of almost like this faded black textile. It's got a really fuzzy material, almost feels like a fleece, but it's not as warm as fleece, so you guys will see that here. And the inside of the shoe. This is probably one of the gripes I have, because this shoe's 150 bucks, by the way. What is this? Look at this nonsense. This is like the bottom of the barrel insole they decide to put into the shoe, and for it to be used for action sports, how in the world am I gonna find any comfort here? So since I all but destroyed my Jordan 1 SB New York to Paris, I said, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and replace it, because look at this nice thick foam insole, have my zoom pad in the heel. I have replaced it. There's no way in the world I'm gonna walk around this. The shoe's not uncomfortable by any means, but this is gonna bottom out in 2 days of wear. So I went ahead and replaced it with an actual SB sole, or insole I should say, and fits in perfectly, feels great, it makes it even better. Now let's go ahead and get to the heel of the sneaker. We're gonna be looking at that cage, and again, because it doesn't have that netting that we typically see on the sides or the tongue of the Jordan 4, they really have this cool raised grid on the back here that's gonna represent those cages that we typically get. You're gonna have the Jumpman that is gonna be pressed into the lateral side here, but you're also gonna have Nike Air, which is, I'm actually very surprised Nike Air is on the back of the shoe, because this is not an OG model. It is not an OG colorway. I am very surprised that we got Nike Air on the back of the shoe instead of just a big Jumpman. So really cool. I mean, I think it looks good here, but I'm just very surprised that we got it. Now, of course, typically on the back of a Jordan 4, you have the really big tab here. Like, again, comparing big tab, little tab, and another little secret we have on the back of this tab. I don't know if you guys can even see it. I do have a better B-roll shot that took me forever to get because this is all black. That bike symbol is back again. If anyone who knows what that bike symbol says, what those acronyms, what is it? It looks like it says OCIR. I don't know what that is. So if anyone knows what that is, or if I'm even reading that right, let me know down below, because there's more to this shoe than we're getting information from the brand about, but I feel like we'll find out sooner than later. Now, underneath that cage, you're gonna have that thin leather again done up in black. That's just, again, not a bad leather, not a great leather, just right there smack in between, but it's a thin cut that's just gonna wrap around the heel cup here, and I think it looks good. I think it looks really good, guys. I'm really impressed by this sneaker that's supposedly a takedown model of the Jordan 4, but 150 bucks is still pretty pricey to be a takedown of a retro. So again, I feel like there's a different plan for the shoe that we're just not getting a full picture of yet. Now, this is gonna sit right on top of the typical Jordan 4 sole kit. Not much to talk about here. It is gonna be done up in that bone color as well. Again, provide that awesome contrast from the black upper. I love that combination. That's why if I didn't get the Nigels, this was the one I really wanted. Let's get to the outsole. Typical Jordan 4 outsole. You're gonna have the all bone. You're gonna have hits of the black, the Jumpman, of course, and you're gonna have the black kit up top of the herringbone. So, very nice shoe. I like it a lot. Like I say, I have just, like I say, the quarrels I have with it are more marketing based and the stupid insole based. But other than that, I think it's a pretty solid sneaker. Now, is it worth 150 bucks? I'm still on the fence about that. I don't know. I feel like they could probably maybe gone a little less, maybe a 120-ish. I know that's still kind of pricey, but 150 is a bit much for this if they're, again, calling it a takedown model. But there's a lot of things that should have been done differently. I feel like they should have put this under the SB umbrella. I feel like this should have been maybe Nigel's first signature model, saying inspired by the Jordan 4 as opposed to the Jordan 4 RM. Regardless, Jordan 4 RM or Nigel's signature model, I still would have liked the shoe because I like the design of it. Again, inspired by the Jordan 4, one of my top 3 Jordans, I was interested, which a lot of people are because of just what it's based off of. But then again, a lot of people hate it because they're like, why are you changing a classic? I've said it plenty of times before, we get so many of these, I think it's okay to take a chance. I like something different. I like that someone said, you know what, let's do something out of the box while paying homage to an original, which is okay. I know they don't want to move all the way away from the original, which I got you, that's your moneymaker. But the fact that they took a chance on something just different, I like it. It kind of reminds me, like, because the Jordan 4 itself, not necessarily at the super highest collar, you guys see, it's not much of a huge difference if you put them side by side there, the height of the collar. The height of the collar reminds me like the Blazer Mid. If you guys probably don't see those as much, but the Blazer Mid has a really weird cut collar, and I feel like this is kind of that same idea. Regardless of that, it's a decently comfortable shoe. I would say try them on because right on the lateral side, it is a bit snug. Nothing that I feel like I had to complain about, but wide footers definitely try them on. Because right here on this outside of the shoe, I felt a good hug on it. I'm sure it'll probably break in from more wear. And it could be because of that cage that's kind of stretching from the back to the front now. But really cool shoe, something different. I don't know if this is going to turn into something great for Nike or in the next, 2 months, it's going to be on sale for $49.99. Who knows? But I think this is a great change, something cool that we don't get often. And it looks like the women's pairs, from what I saw, not on Nike, because as I'm recording this, it was full size runs of all 3, but other stores like End, Foot Locker, they were selling out of most of these. So that's cool that there's interest in it, but it's also cool if you need to get a pair, you can go to Nike and still get a pair. So you guys try them out. I think it's a really cool shoe. Let me know what you guys think. Do you like them? Well, you never liked them. Did you get a pair? Let me know down below. And until next time, guys, see ya.